Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to Barnside Chat. I'm seeing lots of folks tune in already. We got Gail, Brooke, Alyssa, Mary, Sylvia. Thank you for tuning in. We are back. We've been off for a few weeks. It's been a tough few weeks with the weather and resident losses. So I'm happy to see everyone again here on Barnside Chat. We are live here in the main barn with the goats and sheep behind us. I guess just goats.
Just goats, no sheep
There are
back there.
sheep in front of us because we've kind of had them divided up, which we can talk about in a bit with Obama's resident updates. We'll introduce ourselves.
I'm Chris.
I'm Andrea. Welcome. If this is your first time here on Barnside Chat, this is our weekly update of everything sanctuary related. So thanks for tuning in. We are live here in Sheffield, Ontario, Canada. Let us know where you are tuning in from. I'm seeing Peterborough. How is the snow up there? Rochester, New York.
I saw Seattle.
Ooh, Montreal, people from all over. Wisconsin, welcome. Daniel, if you have any questions for the Magic Rainbow Bag, let us know in the comments, or you can send us a private message. We're going to answer them next week. We do not have a Magic Rainbow Bag this week because there was no Barnside last week, but we are going to chat about a lot of fun things. We have a monthly donor challenge right now, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes, some resident updates, photos of the week, and a tribute to Nancy. So I wanted to kind of start off this episode of Barnside Chat to really acknowledge and thank everyone for all of their messages and comments and everything that you've sent and all the love that you've given us. We did a bunch of posts of Nancy kind of back to back, and reading through those comments really helped me personally. It was a really tough loss for us, and Nancy was absolutely incredible, and I'm really lucky with the time that we got with him, but I really want to thank everyone for all of the messages that you've sent, because that really has helped, and it's lovely to see all the lives that he has affected, and people have really connected with him even though they've never met him. So it's just been wonderful to read through, and I'm very, very grateful to have everyone and the community and everybody coming together to say some nice words about him, because he's amazing, and most people have never met him.
Yeah, it's truly wonderful to see.
Yeah. It was really, really nice to read through that. I was off last week, and I was just kind of reading the comments and taking some time to kind of think about him and his life here and everybody that he has touched. So I'm going to put some of those comments up on the screen. That's going to be about 3 minutes, and we'll be back for our Barnside Chat. But I really wanted to share some of them. If they're going by a bit too quickly, you can also watch the replay and kind of pause it on your own time, because otherwise this video would have been so long. Or read through the comments in the last bunch of posts that we've done, because we did spend a number of days just giving a tribute to Nancy and his life and how amazing he was. So see you back here on Barnside in a few minutes. Stay tuned. thank you again for your wonderful words. I didn't read too much because I did earlier and I was crying a bit. So it's just so nice to see the outpouring of love and support for us and the staff and all of Nancy's friends. Thank you.
It's been a hard couple of weeks, but
Yes.
it's nice to know that we have everyone supporting us.
Exactly.
So.
That's what helps get you through, because it never really gets easier. It's always tough losing someone. So it never gets easier, but it does help seeing comments and messages. Somebody else needs attention right now. I don't know if you could hear me over Zoe. She's very active right now. She's in heats, so she's very excited. If you didn't know, if you didn't get our newsletter, we have a monthly donor challenge right now. So $100 donation goes for each new monthly donor. So if you sign up right now, you have an amazing opportunity to make your first monthly gift go even further. A generous supporter is pledged to donate $100 for every new monthly donor who commits a gift of $15 or more, up to $3,000 total. So that's still going on. The link is going to be in the comments. If you want to become a monthly donor and you were on the fence and you weren't really sure, it's a great time to do it because we do have that match right now. So if you did sign up to be $15 a month, that's actually $150 in support for the residents here. So you click that link, become a monthly donor. Monthly donor also has different perks, like special events and a special monthly donor newsletter. So consider it. Your monthly donations, and all donations are tax deductible in Canada and the US. There is so much happening behind us. We're going to get into some resident updates if we can. First one up is Obama. Chris, what is happening with Obama?
Where
do
am
you
I?
go?
Oh, there I am.
What did I leave?
Obama, it's all good news. I'm not sure when last day we got an update, but we have rearranged his living situation.
It's been a few weeks, I think.
Yeah, so he is now permanently living with Jeannie, Abraham, and Catherine, who are a little bit on the older, more calm side, but definitely give a lot of that social interaction. So he's permanently with those guys now, which is really brightened his spirits. He's doing amazing.
Looks great. His appetite's up.
His appetite's
I was so
up.
happy to eat him
Oh no.
to see him eating yesterday. Because I hadn't seen him in a few weeks. I hadn't seen him like a week and a half. And I was very happy to feed him dinner, and he was like,
Yeah, at this
excited
point
to eat
he's
it.
more or less back to his normal self.
A lot of fidgeting right now with the residents because it's that time of year, especially with all the snow, which we'll get into in the weather report, where they've not gone outside too much.
Yeah.
And even though we have a lot of space, they still feel a little...
Yeah. So anyways, it's a very loud barn right now. But anyways, Obama's doing great. He's staring at us off to the side. He's, back to enjoying his fig Newtons and following us around for those. So it's all good news. He's doing wonderful.
Yeah, he's doing great. The horn is healing well. We still need to deal with that other horn. We're trying to decide if it's a partial removal or just taking the casting material off and recasting it because we don't want that to break like the original one did. So. And we have a Mercy update as well. Chris is going to tell you about Mercy.
Yeah, she had a pretty bad crack on her front left hoof. It was the way it was cracked, it was like hanging. So which is, we really want to take care of that quickly because we don't want it getting caught and ripped off on anything. Luckily, she was a wonderful patient, so she just laid down for a belly rub and we were able to work on it like that. As you can see, it's pretty wide open there, but at least at this point, there's nothing getting stuck underneath there, so we were able to keep an eye on it and clean it out really well, and she should be fine. She wasn't even lame on it, which is surprising because it looked pretty heinous, but but she's doing fine. She didn't mind her little belly rub and pedicure there. But
yeah, hoof care is so important for our hoofed residents. Pigs are prone to hoof issues, so you could have something like this almost pop up overnight. And what Chris said yesterday is obviously super good to avoid things like abscesses, because if there's stuff staying stuck in those cracks, that's when they can abscess. So it's kind of our first thing that we do. We had Hercules down yesterday too. I don't have pictures of him. His dew claws were really overgrown, and one of them started to abscess because it had cracked and there had been debris in it, and we got that cleaned up yesterday too. So hooves are something we kind of work. We did all hooves yesterday. Mercy, Hercules, Jeannie, Elmer, George.
Yeah. A lot of hooves. That's pretty much all we do.
Yeah.
Just hooves every day.
Just
Every
hooves.
day we're doing hooves.
And a pretty large percentage of our residents have hooves.
Yeah. Most of them do, yeah.
Yeah.
So it keeps us very busy.
All right, now we're going to have our weather reports. If you didn't know, it has snowed here just a ton. So much. I'm gonna show some pictures and then we'll talk about the weather coming up. Zoe. Might have to go see her.
She's desperate for attention.
Yeah. So that's how much snow out in Dolly's house.
God,
It's up to your like knees, at your hips at some points. Yeah, big thing was the snow the last few weeks.
Yeah, it was a wild amount of snow. I think our facilities team was going for like 4 days straight, just constantly removing the snow just up our driveway into all the resident areas to make sure that we could get in and out of there quickly if anything were to happen. But like, shout out to the facilities team because they pulled some very long days making sure that this place was still accessible.
We have a 1 kilometer driveway, keeping that cleared for staff to come in and out and also for emergencies.
Yeah, that was a wild amount of snow, but
Coming up, not as much snow.
No, it's, am I doing the weather?
I guess so.
I'll do the weather. Anyways, I think it's going to be a little bit warmer coming up. I don't think we're expecting a large amount of snow at any point. Today it's like 3 degrees, which feels like summer out there.
It is so warm.
From the past couple of weeks, so it's wonderful. And I will appreciate that as much. Our residents are still staying inside because there's so much snow built up in their pasture. So even though it is very warm, and they're still kind of stuck inside because they don't want to go stand in the snow, unfortunately, which is why they're so rowdy and you can hear them today.
Yes, like they do have access outdoors and all of their outdoor spaces are open. Actually, except the goats, the sheep behind us because they wouldn't go out anyways. Yeah. Pigs could go out, but they choose not to because it's too snowy and they don't like stepping on snow.
Yeah, we've had this door open behind us for the goats a couple times, and we've gotten like Pixie to come out a couple steps, and then she's like, no, I don't think so. And everyone else just kind of pokes their head out and is like not interested and comes back in. So
it is mild this week, so I'm not sure how much of it will melt. Fortunately, not too quickly. It hasn't jumped up too much in the temperature, so that would be an issue with flooding. There's only a few spaces here that would flood, and I don't think it would be in this barn because we're on the top of a hill, but there are certain areas that we would watch out for. And it'd be good to know for drainage if we have to add anything in the future. Yeah, snow.
Yeah, I'm
Hopefully
over it.
That's it. It's very different than last winter. Last winter was very mild, so this is more like a normal Canadian winter, but you kind of forget how difficult the snow makes everything.
Yeah, I feel like we didn't get anything like this at all last year. We were very spoiled.
Yes, and then also we're getting longer days, which is nice. The sun's setting at 6:04 p.m. now.
Yeah. When I drive in for my morning shift, there's actually the sun's coming up. It's crazy.
Special treat.
It makes me feel like I'm kind of running late though, because I'll be driving like, oh my God, the sun's up. I should be at work already.
Yep, it was really nice sunrise this morning. So yeah, longer days are nice. Longer days mean that our hens are starting to lay eggs. Their laying hormones are triggered by daylight hours. So the longer the daylight hours, the more likely they are to lay. So we did have some. I think one last week.
Well, there is 2. We were able to figure out who one was.
Yes, figuring out who's laying is the hardest part.
Yeah, we figured out Ginger was laying. So she has since been implanted. Although we know there's a second one because there's different colored eggs, but we have not been able to figure out who the second one is yet. But they're not laying super often at this point, so.
Yeah, usually when they first start laying after the winter, it's not too intense.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do keep them implanted with a hormonal implant to slow down reproductive disease. Laying constantly puts a lot of strain on the reproductive system and can cause disease for them. So keep them implanted.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about our Amazon wish list. We have a few things on there if you wanted to donate directly to the residents. I'm going to show you a few things that we have. First up, vet wrap is on the list. Chris, what is this for?
We use that for a lot of things. Mostly Obama's horn recently, but tail injuries for the pigs, which are kind of common, unfortunately, during this time of the year, as they are, getting pent up and really annoyed with each other and don't have that space. They'll start nipping at each other. So usually we'll see an increase in tail injuries. So you go through a lot of tail wrap or vet wrap on the tails. Yeah, but any kind of injury or cut like that, usually tails or horns. Very
multi-purpose. Yeah. There's even some instances where we've used it on certain tools that we have to wrap. It's great stuff. It's like a staple in our medical kit. So vet wrap's on there, a few different sizes, which we like to have. The little stuff for the birds, the bigger stuff for the pigs. Which Piggy is yelling for attention.
All the feet.
Yeah, bumblefoot, little tiny 1 inch. It goes 1 inch to 4 inch we usually get. We're looking at them and it's kind of like a lot of different pigs in
Yeah.
Malcolm's herd out in the herd right now, or out in the hall.
I see Malcolm, I see Pumpkin, I know Raymond's there, Braxton
Raymond was
was
honking
out.
earlier.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's screaming at the moment. There's a whole collection of
Yeah,
them
I
there.
think it's a group effort. I don't see one in particular, and I don't think they're asking for attention. I think they're just annoyed with each other.
I threw some hay in there when I was doing my midday round, so they could just be fighting over that, even though
Which
there's
they have
plenty
access
enough for
to.
everyone. They always have access to it, but I
think they do
It's
just-
something
just
new, and they're just
because.
like, "Oh, this is exciting." And it's the same thing that's always in here, but
Yeah, a few people ask about what the commotion, who's making the commotion. It's a group effort. Malcolm's the head of the herd, so if he goes near a pig that's lower in the hierarchy, sometimes they'll make a noise and get out of the way. They're a little bit dramatic vocally. Sometimes nothing's really happening, but they they're all finding stuff to do. I was telling Chris this earlier, but in the past we had like a yoga ball that we put in with the goats and sheep, so we thought they'd be excited to use it, and they were really scared of it. But this is a different crew. That was kind of a few years back, so we might get something like a yoga ball, some enrichment things for them. There is stuff to do in here, but
yeah, I think
everybody's
they'll
getting a
enjoy
little
it.
bit bored. There's like their little
I think Zoe would really
logs.
like it. She pushed. Well, we had like a plastic
had
bowl
until
in
5
there,
minutes ago.
and she was like, she loves to just push it around. She would like push it up and down, but they have broken it, so that has been taken away. We'll
Plastic
try and find
goats.
something else to put in there for them to kick around, but maybe a yoga ball
Yeah,
would be a little bit
I'm
better
trying to
for
think
them.
of different things. This is a new property, so it's a different setup. They have a ton of space, but things to do. Sometimes, they're getting a bit antsy. This is a time of year, end of February, going into March, before we get any really nice days. Even I look back, I think it was 2017. I did my throwback on Instagram stories, and it was like no snow on the ground, and there's like residents outside.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah. Hi from Norway. I understand what you're saying about the weather. Yes, just snow, snow, snow. Okay, next item. I think, did you take this video, Chris?
Yeah, that was me and Hercules playing with a tarp, playing a little tug of war. There's Hercules and Mercy is there.
Oh, look
You'll
at
see
him.
Mercy's, I don't know where in the video, but she gets really jazzed about it. So yes, tarps we use a lot, especially in the winter to stem off the boredom. Mercy particularly really loves them. She loves
And the
building.
branches too. She gets so excited when you add stuff into the area.
Yeah, so usually they'll like tear it apart and play with it themselves. Occasionally I'll go in and play a little bit tug of war with them. I always lose, not surprisingly.
You're trying your best. Look.
I try my best. Hercules isn't super interested right now.
No,
Mercy is pretty jazzed.
He gets a bit overstimulated in these situations, and then has to go have a lie down. That's what happened. We put cedar branches in with him, I remember, and everybody was so excited. And Hercules tried for a minute, and he's like, "This is too much."
Yeah. But
And it was also like at his, he likes to eat and then lay down right after. So we gave the branches right after they eaten dinner, and he's just like, "This is not part of my routine."
very routine oriented.
Very particular.
But
Yeah, so that's how we use tarps. There's a few tarps on our wish list if you wanted to grab some for the pigs. We also have
oh,
peanut butter.
Oh, the dream. It's
Best thing
We
ever.
go through so much peanut butter
do.
and wraps, all sorts of stuff. We use it to hide all their meds, as you can see right here.
The flavor of the meds.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, so basically we use that for our pigs, our sheep, our goats, and they gobble it right up. So we don't have to worry to make sure they're getting it because they take it very eagerly.
Yeah.
And if you're here in the morning, you'll hear April usually is the first one to start screaming at you because she's ready for her daily med wrap.
Yeah, what she thinks is just a peanut butter wrap. That's
Yeah.
why she's excited about it.
She doesn't know, but she gets really excited about it. So
She's always yelling
if
for it.
if you don't get to it in a timely manner, you'll hear her. She's
The
very
pitch gets higher and
Oh
longer.
yeah, it's
The squeal.
extra dramatic. It's extra dramatic. So you got to make sure you bring those very quick in the morning.
Yeah, gotta get those ready. So there's a path plowed for them when they go out. So assuming you're talking about the pigs. Like Malcolm's herd technically has a path plowed out. I think Oksana went out the one day before the snow got so high. They have been going out a bit, but they're just not spending time outside like they would in a nice weather, like in a bog or laying with their friends or napping. Like they go out and they're like, okay, and then they go back in because there's nothing to do, there's nothing to see, there's nothing to root. They do their rooting behaviors, they do all their kind of foraging and stuff outside. When there's no snow on the ground, so even though they have access, it's still kind of like, and now what?
Yeah, there's nothing to keep them busy out there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they may go out. Like the pigs have gone out. I don't know. The goats don't seem interested at all. I think they're probably a little more sensitive to the cold, potentially, so they're not interested at all. But
yeah, and again, there's nothing for them to do. There's no grass to graze. It's just kind of like, oh, this again. Like, It is a more intense winter this year for sure. And we have that polar vortex as well. This is not the most glamorous photo, but not all photos at the sanctuary are glamorous. There is a hose nozzle on the wish list, which we love having a good hose nozzle.
We do. A lot of cleaning gets taken place here.
Yes,
all their bowls.
constantly.
Yeah, just all the meals get fed in bowls, and those got to get cleaned every day. And constant. All the the water buckets get cleaned every day, and never-ending dishes.
Yes.
Never-ending dishes here.
Never-ending cleaning. We are so grateful to have that washed all now, which makes it so much easier.
It's wonderful. Yeah.
You can actually wash the dishes inside.
Yeah, the old property was mostly done outside, which not always the best.
Can't
so
really
now that
do
we
too
have
much
this
in the winter.
yeah, but it's very nice having it right here inside where we have that kind of drain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and these kind of things break down over time, so we do have that on the wish list as a replacement when the other one stops breaking. Because no matter what kind you buy, they always tend to have some kind of loose part at some point.
Or I think in the summer we'll use them to set up little like sprinklers for the pigs.
Yeah, true.
To build up a bog, and they'll have a little sprinkler.
Yeah,
Not something
that.
we're doing right now, obviously, but yeah, always something to look into the future for. So.
I'm not supposed to answer these, but I'm going to. I think we'd had one, didn't we? And they were like eating it or something.
I don't. Yeah, I mean.
Didn't Angelo have one?
Yeah, we had one with with
Yeah.
Angelo, Gloria,
And
Diablo,
they
George.
napped on it. They didn't
Yeah.
really. When you see videos of like little tiny goats jumping on trampolines, those are those little pygmy goats that are like very bouncy. We don't really have any goats like that.
No, I think Gloria would go on to it a little bit. She was obviously the smallest. I don't recall ever really seeing the other three, Angelo, George, or Diablo, use them.
No.
Perhaps Pixie and Hazel, Zoe might. They're a little bit smaller. They're a little baby still, so they got tons of
actually
energy.
like jump on it though.
I don't know.
Because we had a big trampoline at one point and nobody would touch it, like one of the big ones that you have in your backyard. We've tried that before. They use it as shade.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe something to experiment with in the summer.
Yeah.
I don't know if
some
I'd want to have a
enrichment things.
trampoline here.
Probably
Maybe
not.
out on the softer
There's
grass.
already enough going on. Yeah, enrichment for the winter. And the birds too. I was thinking of Dolly's house earlier. I was talking to Nicole about, I think I want to get a new dust bath in there. Just some, now that the winters kind of feel like it's going on forever, some things for the birds, because they looked a little bored yesterday.
Oh.
We do like forage, little treats.
Yeah, me and Avery spent some time in there earlier this week, just giving them like little feed and snacks and stuff, and just like waiting for them to come visit us and giving them out of the hands. And,
Yeah.
I think that was as much for us, our enrichment, as it was for theirs, but mutually beneficial.
All right, we have a few photos of the week. I'm always going to pick a photo of Norris if she's on the camera roll because I'm obsessed.
Yeah, she's so cute.
Look at that's just like pure sass. If her crest is up and she's looking at you like that, she's like so sassy.
Yeah, she's
I'm a big fan.
She's very busy.
Yeah,
I
she's
love
always
it.
just like telling the other ducks what to do.
Yeah,
I
she's
feel like every
very
time I
vocal.
hear her, she's just yelling at them and they like don't understand what's happening because they're Pekins and don't speak the same language. Hercules.
Aw.
Probably waiting to get fed.
Yeah, he's
got that
usually
foamy.
waiting to get fed.
That's
Yeah.
true. They're always constantly waiting to get fed. That foam on his lips.
Yeah, it could have been during meds before feed or at feed.
Or just general.
Or just general, if he just thinks you have food.
Yeah, if he hears a wagon, that's really triggering for the pigs since we bring the food out in the wagon. We also use the wagons for cleaning supplies, so if he hears the wheels of that going,
Yeah.
sometimes they get a false alarm. Like yesterday when we were working on him, they all thought they were getting fed, even though they just got fed like 45 minutes before that.
Yeah, they're very cute to the sounds around them.
Yes.
And they associate most things with food.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, they mostly react to food-related things,
Yeah.
like my cat. And he's got his little notch on his ear. If you didn't know, he had an ear injury when he was really small, and it was a very small notch, but then he grew, and now it looks really big. And it's just part of his look. I love this one.
Aw, that is Holly.
I love when they look straight ahead like that.
Yeah, that's from when me and Avery, I think, were just spending time with
It
them.
looks like it.
we
She's
took
like, treats?
We took a lot of pictures of them, and they like the screens on the phone, so sometimes they'll just like turn it towards them and just record a video. So you just get these really weird videos of them just like pecking at it.
Yeah, when they see
So.
themselves or they see little specks on the screen. Nancy used to love typing messages on
Yeah.
my phone.
Oh,
I would turn
yeah.
it and put the whatever app on, and he would like type messages out.
Yeah, I would put Barnside on for him when I was sitting there cuddling him, and he'd just watch that, and he'd just like see you and all the other residents and be like so excited
So
about it.
Cute. Yeah,
Yeah.
they should actually they should have a little TV in there, little nature
Yeah, that would be-
nature channel.
Yeah, that would be
So we
cute.
used to have one up in the other barn. for the pigs, or for pigs on stall rest.
I do see a TV just sitting in the arena right
I think
now.
we should go plug it in.
We could go plug it in.
I think we should plug it in. Let us know if you want us to plug it in. Don't tell Kevin. Pouty. Just vibing outside in the sun. They go outside to sunbathe to warm up. It's not too cold outside, even though there's a lot of snow, so they're doing pretty well with their winter coats.
Yeah, first thing in the morning, they're usually really slow. The past couple mornings, like I've gone out there to like give them their breakfast, and then I'm like, oh, nobody's out here. So I'll like walk to the barn, and they're just like laying there, and they just look at me like, nah, not ready yet. I was like, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
And then, once the sun gets fully up, then they'll be out, and you'll see them kind of out for a lot of the day.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, not much for them to do either.
no, there's a very like singular path from their barn to the water and to their hay feeder. Other than that, they have the huge pasture, but they don't want to use it, so nothing to do.
Gil wants us to plug in the TV. Thank you. We
Well,
got a
that's
vote.
all we need.
All we needed was one vote.
That's 1 to no, or 1 to 0. So I guess we're doing it.
We're doing it. We'll let you know how that goes. I'm really excited because they need something to do out there. It's getting a little boring with winter. Just one more time, if you wanted to join our monthly donor challenge, $100 goes towards a resident for every $15. If you sign up to become a new monthly donor, there's also some monthly donor perks, and the best perk is knowing that you're supporting the residents here. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. It's been lovely.
Thank you.
See you later. I was gonna should I show some residents before we go?
You want to show Gilbert just chewing on something?
What is he chewing on?
One of the old hooks.
Oh, he loves chewing on stuff. There's just a
Yeah.
hook in the wall. Not a sharp.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's not a sharp hook.
We're just watching him.
Yeah, no.
Zoe, I don't know if you can't tell from the video, I don't think. She's looking much lighter in color because her undercoat's starting to come out. So she's looking almost like gray or light brown. Really extra fuzzy. So you can become a monthly donor to support Zoe being cute, or Gilbert, all of his medications for his arthritic disease. Who else do we have over here? Catherine's been watching the whole time. I think she thinks when we do this, we're opening Fig Newtons from the wish list.
Also,
Maybe next week.
I did give her a Fig Newton before. Because I was giving medication to Jeannie and Obama, and I give them Fig Newtons afterwards so that they associate getting medicine with a good thing. And then Catherine was there, and how do you say no to this face?
Look at her.
So she got a Fig Newton as well, and now she's been staring at us the whole time.
She deserves a Fig Newton. Look
She
at Obama in the
does.
background. He's like watching us, but doesn't want us to see it.
And Abraham. So handsome.
Yeah, you can see how everybody's divided here. So this is for Obama. This kind of space here. They have a few stalls. That way he's not in with the rowdy young girls while his horn is healing. So his one horn that broke, it's still healing. It's almost there. And his other horn is not really in great condition. So we want to deal with that too, eventually. Thanks everyone. Thanks Laura, Nora, Sylvia, Deb, Daniel, Terry, everyone else. See you
Bye.
again next week.
Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.